How's it going, everybody? Allan live here. See, I got to put away some dumbbells here while I'm waiting for people. Some 50s on the floor and some 80s. I always use the 80s. Some dumbbells. Upper body day today. I'm not going to be on live long. I got to eat. Got to go eat in a few minutes here. I just wanted to go live for a few minutes here. Did upper body today. 225 for 20 to end the workout on the bench. Yeah. All right. Usually takes a little while for people to get on board here. All right. Finally turned the heater on. I've been in here for a couple hours. I've been in here for since 6:15. So yeah, it's been 2 hours. I did bench. Somebody's on board? No, not yet. We're at 2 minutes. I did bench tonight and a little bit of shoulder work and some curls. Just one set of curls, 50-pound hammer curls for 16 reps I got. I thought I did 15, but I actually got 16 of them. Someone's on board finally. How you doing tonight? Whoever's on board. Hey, Abby, how you doing? Logan. Huh? Hi, hey, how you doing? Singer and go to sing go. Okay. Hey, wow, they're all showing up at once. Taylor and Lynn, hi. Taylor and Lynn. How are you? I'm fine. I'm doing okay. I just finished upper body. The 3 big sets I did was 355 on the bench for 3 and 360 for 3. And then I dropped down to 225. I did an easy 20 with that. First time I benched at 57 years old. I did some shoulder work. I'm still having a hard time. I don't got it down, the technique yet to kick them up. I used to be able to kick up 110 pounds on the shoulder press. That was only a couple of years ago. I'm getting older. I'm 57, though. Maybe I don't know. I'm just going to keep trying. No, I don't do skull crushes. Nope. No way, man. That does not work for me. It's a good way for me. I'm not talking about anybody else, but I will destroy my elbows if I do skull crushes. You know, my friend Larry Pacifico, they called him Mr. Powerlifter. He won. There was only one federation in powerlifting. He won every competition, championship from 1970 all the way to 1979. He told me, and he's also come on record to say, they asked him if you had any regrets. His biggest regret, he said, was doing heavy skull crushes. He said it destroyed my elbows and shortened my career by a decade. I'm from America also. I'm 57 years old, Abby. Tonight was my first bench workout at 57 years old. I turned 57 on April 12th. Yeah, Larry told me that, and he comes on. You can listen to his video. No, heck no. Jabber Eagle. I'll just call you Eagle. No. I'm not saying everybody. You know, everybody can be different. They would just. I used to do it when I was younger, and all I got out of them was a serious case of tendonitis in my elbows. That's all I got out of them. Yeah, I'm from America. Also, I'm from Massachusetts originally. That's where I live now. Yeah, skull crush is a no-no for me. I'll do something called a J press. It's kind of like a hybrid between that and a close grip bench. It doesn't destroy the elbows for me. as much. Yep. For triceps, I just like to do those J presses and a close grip bench and push downs. I got to set up my push down cables. I have the cables. I'm trying to think of another place to put them though. I used to have them in my rack before. I'm gonna find a different place to put them. So like I said, yeah, my big set at the end was I did some hammer curls, you know. I did the 50-pound dumbbells for 16 reps. I kind of do I almost do a heavy-duty Mike Mentzer for my powerlifting on the accessories. Just for the accessories, you know, I'll do one big set of I only did one set for biceps, you know, biceps and forearms, you know. Just the one set of hammer curls, that was enough. 16 reps, so that's 32 reps for, you know, going 32 times. And boy, I'll tell you, I was winded after that, you know. 32 times with curling 50-pound dumbbells. They did you know, and I did some. I'm still, like I said, I'm having a hard time kicking those dumbbells up. I have them up to 80s. I used to be able to do the hundreds for 10 easy, and that was only about a year and a half ago. Yeah. I've done 3 sets of skull crushers every day. Okay, that's fine. You know, if they work, if it works for you, you know, that's fine. They don't work for me. I get what they call bad pain out of them. I end up getting what they call tennis elbow, tendonitis in both of my elbows, you know. As long as you don't get that, you'll be fine, you know. I have long forearms, that's why, pretty long forearms. I'm not, you know, it's physics. I don't have that. The fulcrum is too long right here. That's in physics. It's too long of a push, you know. I bench. I never wear. I have elbow sleeves. I haven't worn elbow sleeves seriously in about 4 years. No, I'm lying. Yeah, it's almost 3 years probably. 3 years. I have not worn them. I don't need them. I take care of my elbows, man. Take care of my elbows. You know, I don't do any stupid shit anymore, you know, with it. I don't try to fit a round peg into a square hole anymore. I know what I can do and what I can't do. Yep. They destroyed Larry Pacifico's elbows. Now, he was at 225. He benched 595 or somewhere around almost 600. Squatted well in the 800s, and he deadlifted in the 800s also. He had I think it was a 2200 total. That was his best. He competed anywhere from 240 all the way down to, let me think now. He did the all the way down to the 198s. I think that's a class, yeah. Yeah, he did that. He's won competitions all the way from the 198s all the way to 240. Yep. Yeah, tomorrow I gotta do deadlifts is coming up next. Deadlifts. My deadlift day wasn't the best last week. Yeah, I need to get my squat is actually overtaking my deadlift. I'm squatting a lot more than my deadlift. How about everybody else? What does everybody else work out on? What'd you do tonight? Anybody do anything today? Yesterday I just did what did I do yesterday? I'm surprised I did biceps again today. I forgot that I did them yesterday too. It doesn't really matter though. Such a small muscle group, you know what I mean? That they repair pretty quick. They really do. Because I don't want to. If you don't hit legs, you have there's a disorder that people get. It's called they call it what do they call it? What do they call pant syndrome? You don't want to get hollow pant syndrome. Yeah, that's terrible. You don't want to get that. They call that hollow pant syndrome when your legs are so small. It looks like your pants are hollow. I actually have an emoji in my phone with a guy with the pants, with his the two toothpicks in the pants, and it looks like they're hollow. The pants, hollow pant syndrome. Yeah. Also, legs. You ever get into a fight or whatever, boy, you want to have the strong legs is the most important part. One of them. You want to have that strong base, man. Before I got sober, I was in jail, and this black guy was trying me. Not to say the race matters, but he was trying me in there. He was one of them ghetto type, you know, and he could do a shitload of push-ups and pull-ups and all that, but he had no legs. And I was just coming off of opioids and all that, but I had trained a little bit in my 20s, you know, and up to I think I squatted over 600. I don't know if I hit depth or not, but I trained pretty hard for a little while in my 20s. I know I benched over 400 then. But yeah, he was trying me. We were outside. I had a pair of flip flops. All I had, we were playing basketball, shooting around. He tried to charge at me. He charged at me, thought he was going to intimidate me. He bounced off of me and landed on the pavement. Boy, all his homies were watching and shit and in shock, you know. So he got up again and he charged at me again, and I just gave him a damn check with my hips, and he went flying down on the floor again, man. He did it a third time and fell down even harder. Finally, he gave up, and he said, "Wow, did you used to work out or something?" I said, "Yeah, man. I got strong legs, strong legs, man. I've always trained my legs the same as my upper body. You don't want to be one of those guys on the beach. They call it, you know what I mean? That's got the damn sweatpants on at the beach because they're ashamed of their legs, you know? Barbell bench, extensions. Yeah, you got to hit legs, man. Your bench will go up too. You'll have a big. You want a nice, strong foundation, you know, down there. Yeah. Also, it helps. I don't know how true it is about the testosterone release is greater when you're doing, especially doing squats. I think it is true to a certain extent. You know, I've got the record. It's over here for my age and for American Powerlifting Association. I have the record for the squat over here, which I'm going to beat. It's right here, 523.6. My best is 535. I did that a couple of years ago at 54. Here's me doing a 405 bench at 56 years old, right there. I got my powerlifting Hall of Fame certificate right over here. Yeah, I'm not the greatest at all. I'm good at all three of them though. All three lifts, you know. I'm pretty good at all three lifts. Very important, you know. I like doing all three lifts, you know. Although the deadlift is kind of getting weaker now. Like I said, I squatted 545 a couple of days ago. I got to get that damn deadlift past that. You know, I've deadlifted over 600 pounds in my mid 50s. Yeah, you can do it, man. Just hit them, you know, go nice and easy at first. Second workout, go a little harder. By the time you know it, man, you'll be loving it, man. You'll be loving it. Yeah, how's everybody else doing on here? I'm probably gonna go in the house. We got salmon cooking. I'm gonna eat some salmon tonight, and that's gonna be good. Yep. Anything else I can say? Oh yeah, I think it's May 17th is be my next competition in Vermont. It's going to be the Can-Am. I always have a hard time saying it. What it means is Canadian American Powerlifting Championship in Brattleboro, Vermont. It's going to be right at the end of May. I think I have to look at it again. It'll be my 21st one I've done. Oh wow, actually my first APA American Powerlifting meet was in New Hampshire somewhere. I can't remember the town, but it was the first one I ever did for them. It was the first time I benched over 350 in a meet. I did 370 at a meet there. And then the next one I ended up doing, I think it was 380, 390. And then I did 400 finally. And then 405. I've done 400 in a meet. One, two. How many times have I done 400? Let's see, once, twice, three times. I did it twice in one meet. I did 400 and 405. And then another time. I think I've done it 5 times. Yeah. Yeah, New Hampshire's beautiful. Vermont is beautiful. It'll be Brattleboro, Vermont. It's right near Keene, New Hampshire, Brattleboro. That's what I'm going to be doing in that. And I haven't decided what I'm opening with yet. Squats always first. I'm going to open up with something light, like 465. And then I'm going right for the record. I'm going to go for 525. And then after that, I'm going to go for like 550 or 540, somewhere around there. Yeah, a lot of French Canadians. Yeah, I've got a lot of friends at Powerlift that are from Quebec. They come down from Canada. Nice people, you know. Very nice, committed powerlifters. So that's what I'm going to open up with, 465 on the squat, and then I'm going right for 525. And no matter what happens with the force, even if I didn't hit depth with 465, I'm going right for the record. And then on the bench, I will probably open up with I don't know, 345 or something like that. And then I'm going to go for I don't know, probably 390 on the bench. We'll see how I feel. You know, I got to start going heavier on the bench, doing more reps. I'd like to get 355 for 5 again, which I think my best is 6 with that. And then on the deadlift, I'm going to open up with a modest 500 on the deadlift. And then we'll see where I am in training, where that's going to go. You know, I'm not pushing it too hard. I don't want to get injured again. I missed the last one. I'm also a referee. I refereed the last one in Connecticut about a month ago. Okay, yeah, good. 24, nice. But yeah, I refereed because I had the flu a couple of months before that, or a month before that, and I ended up tearing some muscles in my abdomen. Oh, there goes my batteries dying. Yeah, you probably could. Yes, you could be my granddaughter. Yeah, I have a grandson here. Yeah, I met a wonderful lady named Kathleen. Met her on Facebook dating actually, and we've been together over 2 years now. We're engaged. Yep, I was only on Facebook dating shit probably 2 or 3 days, if that, you know, and I met her right away. She's a nurse. And I got a grandson now. I call him my grandson. Well, once I get married, we're going to get married soon. She has 2 kids. Everything's good with them, you know. Good people. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yep. Yeah, I love her to death. She's beautiful. Not to death, but she is gorgeous. She's a gorgeous person, man, all the way around. Yeah. Life is good today since I got sober, though. You know, when I got sober, I had nothing but the shirt on my back. The state I got out of prison, I did the first 10 months of my over 10 years of sobriety was done in jail and prison. So I did like 3 months in jail, and then the rest of that like 7 months in prison. And when I got out, I had nothing but they gave you $20, and I had state clothes that they gave me. That's all I had. Some oversized sweatpants and a shirt. Yep, that's about all I had to my name. And I went to a halfway house, and I was cut off. My family didn't want anything to do with me yet. That's all they gave me, $20. Yep, that's it. And I had to spend most of that for, what was I, on the bus? It was a cab ride. I had to spend that on a cab ride. So I had like about, God, I had about $5 left when I got there. I got to the halfway house that I had to do. I had to go to a state-run halfway house for 3 months when I got out of there. That's all behind me now. That was over. That's over 9 years ago now. When I got out of there over 9 years ago. No, it wouldn't even be enough. I'm trying to think. Maybe I can't remember if I took a cab or what. I know I had to take a bus. I think the bus took a lot of the money. It was a little bus ride. Or yeah, I think so. I don't even remember, man. To be honest with you, I know I had to spend a little bit of money to get to that halfway house in Marion, Illinois. Yeah, it's kind of a blur now, man. I tell you, that place was a trip, boy. There were also federal inmates in the place. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a blessing getting sober. I'll tell you, there were federal inmates in that halfway house that were still doing their federal time. They were still doing federal time, but they were out of jail. Like if they messed up, they would have gone right back in, because they weren't even on federal parole or nothing. They were still actually classified as inmates, but they were in this halfway house. So the state gave, I mean, the feds gave them more money than the state, way more, $1 million a year or something like that to run it, the feds. So there were more federal inmates in there, man. There were people, one guy, right? If he messed up, all he had to do was 9 months in there or something like that. But if he messed up, he had to go back to federal prison and do 15 years. What did he do? He took off with one of this girl was a tech in there. You know, they don't make that. They don't make the greatest amount of money. Just a tech, you know what I mean? They sit at the front desk and they make sure they breathalyze you and they metal detect you, make sure you're not bringing contraband in, and then they do count like in jail almost. But anyways, he took off with one of the female techs, and they found him at a 7-Eleven, and he had to go back and do 15 years for a one night stand. He gave up, and all he had to do was 9 months and stay good, do good. Remember me? Yeah, Cody, kind of familiar. Yeah. But all he had to do was his 9 months in there. He couldn't even do that. He was on an ankle. I think he cut his damn ankle bracelet off or something. He ended up doing nine. Yeah, he might still be in there now in prison, because that was God, that was over 9 years ago. And the feds, he probably got out by now, maybe. But he had to do. They gave him 15 more years. Yeah, it was funny. They even had the sex offenders that were they let out. But they couldn't stay in that halfway house I was in. They had jail cells at the county jail they lived in, and they came out during the day as long as they had a pass to go look for work. Sex offenders. They weren't allowed in that program because there were kids that were coming in there, you know, and women there. They weren't allowed. Yeah, I'm surprised they let those damn sex offenders out and they put them in these jails, in the jail cells in Marion County Jail. It was kind of an experience in there. The food was okay, you know, but when you can't afford to buy your own food, it was a blessing, you know. And within 2 months, I lied and said I was going to do a job application. I'd go to the library, and I got back on Facebook. I started another Facebook page, and I got a hold of my sister, and I explained to her where I had been. She didn't know where the hell I was for almost a year, you know, probably a year. She had no idea where the hell I was, you know. She was worried about me, even though and we had a little trust fund where I was getting $1,000 a month, which she had cut me off from because I was using and drinking so much. But she cut me off when I got arrested. I didn't even know I was cut off yet. But I was so ashamed. I finally got in touch with her, though, after being in there for a couple of months on Facebook. Like I said, I got a pass to saying I was going to do a job interview, and I'd go to the library, get on their free computers, got on Facebook. I got in touch with my sister. We reconnected. And then she reinstated the $1,000 a month I was getting when she saw that I was doing better. She still didn't believe that I was going to do better because I had been in so many different programs before. I was very good at doing programs and telling them what they wanted to hear, but I'd never stay sober, you know? And so, yeah, I would never stay sober in a program. I tell them I could ace those programs, man. But she was kind of skeptical, but she reinstated it. And I got a job at a factory that it grew bugs for like lizards and minnows for fishing. It was a bug farm, man. They grew these worms and shit. They were for lizards, for pet stores, you know. Pretty nasty job. Crickets and all that other shit. I had to feed them with these potatoes, man. Go around with a cart and drop potatoes in them. So I got that job. You know, that was my first job out of there. and I was living in Marion, Illinois. And then I met this girl on another dating site, Tina, and we dated for a couple of years. I stayed sober the whole time. A couple of years, I ended up moving in with her and moved to Carmi, Illinois. And I moved to Carmi, Illinois, a little town. It's pretty close to Illinois. No, sorry, Illinois. Pretty close to Indiana, Carbondale, very close to Carbondale. I better get back in the house now. I've been going on too long here. But it's close to Carbondale. I met her. We ended up staying together for, God, it wasn't even, it was a year and 4 months. It wasn't 2 years. We broke up, and I ended up moving back to Massachusetts, where I'm really from. How I got to Illinois is a story for another day. Everybody have a blessed night. I've got to go in and eat. It's getting late. God bless everybody. Good night, everyone.